سبحان الله العظيم.
Surat al-Isra. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Glory be to him who took his devotee one night from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa, whose vicinity we have blessed, so that we may show him some of our signs. Surely he is the one who is the hearer, the observer. We gave Musa the book and made it a guide for the children of Israel, saying, "Do not take any other protector besides me. You are the descendants of those whom we carried in the ark with Noah, and he was indeed a grateful devotee." Besides this, we forewarned the children of Israel in their holy book that they will do mischief in the land twice through becoming arrogant transgressors, and each time you will be punished. When the promise for the first of the two forewarnings came to be fulfilled, we sent against you our servants, who gave you a terrible warfare. So they rampaged through your homes to carry out the punishment of which you were forewarned. Then after this, we afforded you an opportunity to overpower them, and helped you with wealth and sons, and granted you more manpower. If you did good, it was to your own benefit. But if you did evil, it proved to be bad for your own selves. Then, when the promise for your second forewarning came to be fulfilled, we sent another army to disfigure your faces and to enter your temple as the former had entered it before, and they utterly destroyed all that they laid their hands on. Now your Rabb may again be merciful to you, but if you repeat the same behavior, we will repeat the punishment. And in the hereafter, we have made hell a prison for such unbelievers. Surely this Quran guides to the way which is perfectly straight, and gives the good news to the believers who do good, that they shall have a magnificent reward. And at the same time, it gives warnings to those who do not believe in the hereafter, that we have prepared for them a painful punishment. Yet man prays for evil as fervently as he ought to pray for good, and mankind is ever hasty. We have made the night and the day as two signs. We enshrouded the night with darkness and gave light to the day, to enable you to seek the bounty of your Rabb, and that you may compute the years and count the numbers. Thus we have set forth all things in detail. We have fastened the fate of every man to his own neck, and on the day of judgment we shall bring out for him a book spread wide open, saying, "Here is your book of deeds. Read it. Today you yourself are sufficient to take your own account." He that seeks guidance shall be guided to his own advantage, but he that goes astray does so to his own loss. No bearer shall bear the burden of another on the day of judgment, and during your worldly life we do not inflict punishment until we send forth a Rasul to make truth distinct from falsehood. Whenever we intended to destroy a town, it was because we sent our commandments to its people who were leading easy lives, but they showed disobedience. As a result, our judgment was passed, and we razed that city to the ground. How many generations have we destroyed since Noah's time? Sufficient is your Rabb to note and see the sins of his servants. He that desires the transitory things of this life, we already grant him such things as we please to whomsoever we want. Then we condemn him to hell, where he will burn, disgraced and rejected. He that desires the life of the hereafter and strives for it as best as he can, provided he is a believer, the endeavor of every such person will be accepted. We bestowed on all, these as well as those, out of the bounties of your Rabb. The bounties of your Rabb are not confined. See how we have exalted some over others, and certainly the hereafter is more exalted and greater in excellence. Do not associate another deity with Allah, lest you sit back, condemned, forsaken. Your Rabb has decreed to you that you shall worship none but him, and you shall be kind to your parents. If one or both of them live to their old age in your lifetime, you shall not say to them any word of contempt, nor repel them, and you shall address them in kind words. You shall lower to them your wings of humility and pray, Our Rabb, bestow on them your blessings, just as they cherished me when I was a little child. Your Rabb knows best what is in your hearts. If you do good deeds, certainly he is most forgiving to those who turn to him in repentance. You shall give to your relatives their due, and to the needy, and to the wayfarers. You shall not be a spendthrift. As spendthrifts are the brethren of Shaitan, and Shaitan is ever ungrateful to his Rabb. You shall speak courteously to needy persons if you are waiting for your Rabb's bounty, and you lack the means to assist them. You shall neither tie your hands to your neck, nor stretch them forth to their utmost reach, lest you sit back blameworthy, destitute. Surely your Rabb gives abundantly to whom he pleases, and sparingly to whom he wills, for he is aware of the condition of his servants, and observes them closely. You shall not kill your children for fear of want, for it is we who provide sustenance for them as well as for you. Surely killing them is a great blunder. You shall not commit adultery. Surely it is a shameful deed and an evil way. You shall not kill anyone whom Allah has forbidden, except for just cause under the law. If anyone is killed unjustly, we have granted the right of retribution to his heir, but let him not carry his vengeance too far in killing the culprit through taking the law in his own hands, as he is supported by the law. You shall not go near the property of an orphan except with the good intention of improving it until he attains his maturity. You shall fulfill your pledges. Surely you shall be held accountable for your pledges. You shall give full measure when you measure, and weigh with even scale. This is the best way, and will prove to be the best in the end. You shall not follow anyone blindly in those matters of which you have no knowledge. Surely the use of your ears, and the eyes, and the heart, all of these shall be questioned on the day of judgment. You shall not walk arrogantly on the earth, for you can neither rend the earth asunder, nor attain the height of the mountains. All these and their evil aspects are hateful in the sight of your Rabb. This is but a part of the wisdom which your Rabb has revealed to you. Do not associate other deities as object of worship, lest you should be cast into hell, blameworthy, rejected. What? Has your Rabb preferred to give you sons and adopted angels and daughters for himself? Certainly you are uttering a monstrous statement. We have explained things in various ways in this Quran so that they may receive admonition, yet it has only added to their aversion. Tell them, if there were other gods besides him, as the Mushrikeen say, they would have certainly tried to find a way to dethrone the master of the throne. Glory be to him. He is far above the things that they say about him. The seven heavens, the earth, and all beings therein declare his glory. There is not a single thing but glorifies him with his praise, but you do not understand their hymns of his glory. The fact is that he is very forbearing, forgiving. When you recite the Quran, we put a hidden barrier between you and those who do not believe in the hereafter. We cast a veil upon their hearts and make them hard of hearing, so they do not comprehend it. When in the Quran you mention his oneness, they turn their backs in disgust. We are quite aware of what they really wish to hear when they listen to you, and what they say when they converse in private. These wrongdoers say to one another, the man you follow is surely bewitched. See what sort of examples they make up about you. They have surely gone astray and cannot find the right way. They say, what? When we are reduced to bones and dust, shall we really be raised up again into a new creation? Tell them, even if you be stones or iron, or even something harder than this that you may think of, then they will ask, who will restore us? Say, the one who created you the first time. Then they will shake their heads at you and ask, well, when will this be? Say, it may be quite soon. It will be on the day when he will call you, and you will rise up in response to it with his praise, and you will think that you remained in the state of death but a little while. Tell my servants that they should speak only what is best. Surely Shaitan stirs up trouble among them. The fact is that Shaitan is an open enemy to mankind. Your Rabb is fully aware of your circumstances. He may be merciful to you if he wants, or he may punish you if he pleases. O Prophet, we have not sent you to be their guardian. Your Rabb is fully aware of all that is in the heavens and the earth. We have exalted some prophets above the others, and gave the board to Dawood. Say, pray if you will to those whom you assert besides him. They have neither the power to relieve you from any distress nor to change it. Those to whom you pray themselves seek the means of access to their Rabb, trying as to who can be more near. They hope for his mercy and fear his punishment, for the punishment of your Rabb is terrible indeed. There is not a town, but we shall destroy it before the day of resurrection, or punish it with a severe punishment. This fact has been recorded in the eternal record. We refrain from sending signs only because the men of former generations treated them as false. For example, we sent the she-camel to the people of Thamud, a manifest sign, but they laid violent hands on her. We send the signs only by way of warning, and if people reject the sign after receiving it, they are doomed. Remember, O Muhammad, we told you that your Rabb encompasses mankind. We have made the vision which we showed you and the cursed tree of Zakum, which is mentioned in the Quran, a test for these people of Mecca. We are giving them warning to be fearful, but it only increases their inordinate transgression. Recall the occasion when we said to the angels, prostrate yourselves before Adam. They all prostrated except Iblis, who replied, should I prostrate to one whom you created from clay? Then he asked, tell me, is this the one whom you have honored above me? If you give me respite till the day of resurrection, I will certainly uproot all but a few of his descendants. Allah said, go away. Hell is your reward, and the reward of those who follow you, an ample reward it shall be. You may try to allure whomsoever you can with your seductive voice. Muster against them all your cavalry and infantry. Be their partner in their riches and their children, and promise them what you will. The promises of Shaitan are nothing but deception. As for my servants, you shall have no authority over them. Your Rabb is sufficient as their guardian. Your Rabb is the one who drives your ships across the ocean, so that you may seek his bounty. Indeed, he is ever merciful to you. Whenever any adversity strikes you at sea, all those to whom you pray besides him forsake you except he. Yet when he brings you safe to land, you turn your backs upon him. Indeed, man is ever ungrateful. Are you confident that he will not cave in the land beneath you, or let loose a deadly tornado upon you? Then you may not find anyone to protect you. Or are you confident that when you again go back to sea, he will not smite you with a violent tempest and drown you for your thanklessness? If that happens, then you will not find anyone who can question us regarding this end of yours. It is our favor that we have honored the children of Adam, blessed them with conveyances on land and sea, provided them with good and pure things, and exalted them above many of our creatures. Just imagine the scene of that day when we shall call every community with their respective imams. Then those who will be given their book of deeds in their right hand will read it with pleasure, and they will not be wronged in the least. But those who have played blind in this world will be blind in the hereafter, rather worse than blind in finding the way to salvation. O Muhammad, these people have tried to entice you from our revelations, hoping that you might fabricate something in our name. Had you done that, they would have made you their friend. Had we not strengthened your faith, you might have made some compromise with them. In such a case, we would have given you double punishment in this life and in the life hereafter. Then you would have found no helper against our wrath. They almost scare you off the land to expel you from it. If they do so, they will not be able to stay here much longer after you. This has always been our sunnah with regards to those Rasuls whom we sent before you, and you will find no change in our sunnah. Establish salah from the decline of the sun till the darkness of the night, and read at Fajr, for the reading at Fajr is witnessed. During a part of the night, pray tahajjud, an additional prayer for you. Very soon your Rabb may exalt you to Maqami Mahmud. During the prayer, say, Rabb, make my entrance the entrance with truth, and make my exit the exit with truth, and grant me a supporting authority from your presence, and declare, the truth has come and falsehood has vanished, for falsehood by its nature is bound to perish. We have revealed the Quran, which is a healing and a mercy to the believers, while to the wrongdoers it adds nothing but loss. Man is a strange creature. When we bestow our favors on him, he turns his back and drifts off to one side. And whenever evil touches him, he gives himself up to despair. O Prophet, say to them, everyone acts according to his own disposition, but only your Rabb knows best who is on the right way. They put you questions about Aruh. Tell them, the spirit is at my Rabb's command, and I am not given any knowledge of it but a little. If we want, we can definitely take away all that which we have revealed to you. Then you will find none to help you in getting it back from us. But your Rabb has blessed you with this knowledge. Surely his goodness to you has been great indeed. Declare, even if all human beings and jinns combine their resources to produce the like of this Quran, they would never be able to compose the like thereof, even if they backed up each other as best they could. In this Quran, we have used different methods to make the people understand the message, yet the majority of them persist in unbelief. They say, we will not believe in you until you cause a spring to gush forth from the earth for us, or until a garden of date palms and grapes be created for you and you cause rivers to flow in it, or until you cause the sky to fall upon us in pieces as you have threatened us, or you bring Allah and his angels before us face to face, or a house made with gold comes into being for you, or you ascend to the sky. We shall not even believe in your ascendance until you bring down to us a book that we can read. O Muhammad, tell them, glory be to my Rabb. Have I ever claimed to be anything more than a human Rasul? Nothing prevented people from belief when guidance came to them except the excuse, what? Has Allah sent a man like us to be a Rasul? O Muhammad, tell them, had there been in the earth angels walking about as settlers, we would certainly have sent down to them an angel from heaven as a Rasul. Say, sufficient is Allah as a witness between me and you. He is the one who is aware and observant of his servants. Those whom Allah guides are rightly guided, and those whom he lets go astray shall find no protector besides him. On the day of judgment, we shall gather them all, prone on their faces, blind, dumb, and deaf. Hell shall be their abode. Whenever its flames die down, we will rekindle for them the fierceness of the fire. Thus shall they be rewarded, because they rejected our revelations and said, when we are reduced to bones and decayed particles, shall we really be raised to life in a new creation? Can they not see that Allah, who has created the heavens and the earth, has power to create the people like them? He has set a deadline for their lives. There is no doubt about it, yet the wrongdoers refuse to do anything except deny. Say to them, even if you had all the treasures of my Rabb's blessings at your disposal, you would still hold them back for fear of spending. Man is ever so stingy. To Musa we gave 9 clear signs. Ask the children of Israel how, when he came to them and Pharaoh told him, O Musa, I think that you are bewitched. Musa replied, you know very well that no one except the Rabb of the heavens and the earth has sent down these signs as an eye-opener. And Pharaoh, surely I think that you are doomed. So Pharaoh resolved to remove Musa and the Israelites from the face of the earth, but we drowned him and all who were with him. Thereafter we said to the children of Israel, settle down in the land, and when the promise of the hereafter comes to be fulfilled, we shall assemble you all together. We have revealed the Quran in truth, and with the truth it has come down. O Muhammad, we have sent you only to give good news to the believers and to warn the unbelievers. We have divided the Quran into sections so that you may recite to the people with deliberation, and we have sent it down in gradual revelations to suit particular occasions. Say, whether you believe in it or not, it is true that those who were endowed with knowledge before its revelation prostrate themselves when it is recited. And say, glory be to our Rabb. Our Rabb's promise has been fulfilled. They fall down upon their faces, weeping as they listen, and this increases their reverence. O Prophet, say to them, whether you call him Allah or call him Rahman, it is the same by whatever name you call him, because for him are all the finest names. Offer your salam neither in too loud a voice nor in too low a voice, but seek a middle course, and say, praise be to Allah, the one who has begotten no son and who has no partner in his kingdom, nor is he helpless to need a protector, and glorify his greatness in the best possible way. Surah Al-Kahf. In the name of Allah, the compassionate, the merciful. Praise be to Allah, who has revealed the book to his servant and did not make it complicated. It is straightforward so that he may warn about the terrible punishment for the unbelievers from him, and give good news to the believers who do good deeds, that they shall have a goodly reward which they will enjoy forever. Further, to warn those who say, Allah has begotten a son. They have no knowledge about it, nor did their forefathers. This is a monstrous word that comes from their mouths. They speak nothing but a lie. O Muhammad, you probably will kill yourself in grief over them if they do not believe in this message. We have decked the earth with all kinds of ornaments to test the people and to see which of them do the best deeds. In the end, we shall reduce all that is on it to a barren wasteland. Do you think that the companions of the cave and the Arakim were among our wonderful signs? When those young men took refuge in the cave, they said, Our Rabb, have mercy on us from yourself and guide us out of our ordeal. So we put upon their ears a cover for a number of years in the cave, and then awakened them to find out which of the two parties could best tell the length of their stay. Now we will tell you their real story. They were young men who believed in their Rabb, and on them we had bestowed our guidance. We put courage in their hearts when they stood up and declared, Our Rabb is the Rabb of the heavens and the earth. We shall never appeal to any other deity except him, for if we do, we shall be saying something improper. These people of ours have taken for worship other gods besides him. If they are right, why do they not bring forth any convincing proof of their divinity? Who is more wicked than the one who invents a lie about Allah? Then, in their mutual consultation, they said, Now that we have withdrawn from them and denounced those deities whom they worship besides Allah, let us take refuge in some cave. Our Rabb will extend to us his mercy and facilitate us in disposing of our affairs. If you could look at them in the cave, it would appear to you that the rising sun declines to the right of their cavern, and as it sets, passes them on the left, while they lay in an open space in between. This is from the signs of Allah. He whom Allah guides is rightly guided, but he whom he lets go astray, you will find no guardian to lead him to the right way. If you could see them, you might have thought them awake, though they were asleep. We turned them about on their right and left sides, while their dog lay stretched out with his forepaws at the entrance. Had you looked at them, you would have certainly turned your back, and their sight would have made you flee in terror. In the same miraculous way, we woke them up from sleep so that they could question one another. One of them asked, How long have you been here? The others answered, Maybe we have been here for a day or part of a day. Finally, they concluded, Our Rabb knows best how long we have stayed here. Anyhow, let one of us go to the city with this silver coin, and let him find who has the purest food and bring us something to eat. Let him behave with caution, and let him not disclose our whereabouts. For if they find you out, they will stone you to death or force you back into their faith, and in that case, you will never attain felicity. Thus did we reveal our secret to the people so that they might know that the promise of Allah is true, and that there is no doubt about the coming of the hour of judgment. They started arguing among themselves about the companions of the cave. Some said, Erect an edifice over their remains. Their Rabb is quite aware of them. Those who finally prevailed over their matter said, Let us erect a place of worship over them. Now some will soon say, They were 3 and their dog was the 4th. The others will guess, They were 5 and their dog was the 6th. And there are still others who will say, they were 7 and their dog was the 8th. Say, my Rabb alone knows their number. None but a few really know their correct number. Therefore do not enter into discussion with them about their number except in a cursory way, nor ask anyone about the companions of the cave. Never say of anything, I will certainly do it tomorrow, without adding, if Allah wills. And if you forget to say this, then call your Rabb to mind and say, I hope that my Rabb shall guide me and bring me ever closer than this to the right way. Some say they stayed in the cave 300 years, and some add another 9. O Prophet, say, Allah knows best how long they stayed. He is the one who knows the secrets of the heavens and the earth. Sharp is his sight and keen his hearing. They have no protector besides him, and he does not let anyone share in his command. O Prophet, recite what has been revealed to you from the book of your Rabb. No one is authorized to change his words, and if you dare to make any change, you will find no refuge to protect you from him. Keep yourself content with those who call on their Rabb morning and evening, seeking his good pleasure, and let not your eyes turn away from them, desiring the attraction of worldly life, nor obey the one whose heart we have permitted to neglect our remembrance, who follows his own desires and goes to extremes in the conduct of his affairs. O Prophet, proclaim, this is the truth from your Rabb. Now let him who will believe in it and him who will deny it. As for those who reject it, for such wrongdoers, we have prepared a fire whose flames will hem them in like the walls of a tent. When they cry for help, they will be showered with water as hot as molten brass, which will scald their faces. What a dreadful drink, and what a horrible residence. As for those who believe and do good deeds, rest assured that we do not waste the reward of him who does a good work. They are the ones for whom there will be gardens of Eden, beneath which rivers flow. They will be adorned therein with bracelets of gold. They will wear green garments of fine silk and rich brocade, and they will recline on soft couches. What an excellent reward, and what a beautiful residence. O Prophet, give them this parable. Once there were 2 men. To one of them we have given 2 gardens of grapevines surrounded by palm trees and put between them land for cultivation. Both of these gardens yielded abundant produce and did not fail to yield its best. We had even caused a river to flow between the 2 gardens. He had abundant produce. He said to his companion while conversing with him, I am richer than you, and my clan is mightier than yours. When having thus wronged his soul, he entered his garden and said, I do not think that this garden will ever perish, nor do I believe that the hour of judgment will ever come. Even if I am returned to my Rabb, I will surely find even a better place than this. His companion replied while still conversing with him, Do you disbelieve in him who created you from dust, from a drop of sperm, and fashioned you into a perfect man? As for myself, Allah is the one who is my Rabb, and I do not associate anyone with him. When you entered your garden, why did you not say, It is as Allah pleased? No one has power except Allah. Though you see me poorer than yourself in wealth and children, yet my Rabb may give me a garden better than yours, and may send down thunderbolts from sky upon your garden, turning it into a barren wasteland, or its water may dry out, and you may never be able to find it. It so happened that all his fruit produce was destroyed, and the vines tumbled down upon their trellises. So he wrung his hands with grief for all that he had spent on it. He cried, I wish I had not associated anyone with my Rabb. He was so helpless that he could neither find anyone to help him besides Allah, nor could he himself avert that catastrophe. It was then that he realized that the real protection comes only from Allah. His is the best reward, and his is the best requital. O Prophet, give them the similitude of the life of this world. It is like the vegetation of the earth that flourishes with the rain from the sky, but afterward the same vegetation turns into dry stubble, which is blown away by the winds. Allah is the one who has power over everything. Likewise, wealth and children are an attraction of this worldly life, Yet honorable deeds that last forever are better rewarded by your Rabb and hold for you a better hope of salvation. You should prepare for the day when we will set the mountains in motion, and you will see the earth as a barren waste, when we shall assemble mankind all together, leaving not even a single soul behind. They all will be brought before your Rabb, standing in rows, and Allah will say, well, you see that you have returned to us as we created you at first, even though you claimed that we had not fixed any time for the fulfillment of this promise of meeting with us. Then the book of their deeds will be placed before them. At that time you will see the sinners in great terror because of what is recorded therein. They will say, woe to us! What kind of a book is this? It leaves out nothing small or large. All is noted down. They will find all that they did recorded therein. Your Rabb will not be unjust to anyone in the least. When we said to the angels, prostrate yourself before Adam, all prostrated themselves except Iblis, who was one of the jinns, and chose to disobey the command of his Rabb. Would you then take him and his children as your protectors rather than me, even though they are your enemies? What a bad substitute the wrongdoers have chosen. I did not call them to witness the creation of the heavens and the earth, nor their own creation, nor do I take those who lead mankind astray as my supporters. On the day of judgment, Allah will say to them, call on those whom you thought to be my partners. They will call them, but will receive no answer, and we shall cause animosity between them. The criminals will see the fire and realize that they are going to fall into it, but will find no place to escape. We have given all kinds of examples in this Quran to make the people understand this message, but man is exceedingly contentious. Nothing can prevent men from believing and seeking the forgiveness of their Rabb now that guidance has come to them, unless they are waiting for the fate of former peoples to overtake them or the scourge to be brought to them face to face. We send the Rasuls only to proclaim good news and to give warnings, but with false arguments the unbelievers seek to defeat the truth through mocking at my revelations and my warnings. Who is more unjust than the one who, when reminded of the revelations of his Rabb, turns away from them and forgets what his own hands have done? In regards to such people, we have cast veils over their hearts so they do not understand this Quran and have become hard of hearing. Call them as you may towards the guidance, they will never be guided. Your Rabb is most forgiving, the Lord of mercy. Had it been his will to seize them for their sins, he would have hastened their punishment, but for that there is an appointed time after which they will not find any refuge. All those nations whom we destroyed for their wrongdoings were given respite and an appointed time for their destruction. Now tell them about the story of Khidr, to whom Allah has given special knowledge. The Prophet Musa was asked to go to him and learn from him. When Musa set out to meet him at an appointed place, he said to his young servant, I will not give up my journey until I reach the junction of the two rivers, even if I have to spend ages in travel. It so happened that when at last they reached the junction of the two rivers, they forgot about the fish they were carrying, which made its way into the river and disappeared. When they had passed on some distance, Musa asked his young servant, let us have our breakfast. Really, we are worn out with this traveling. He replied, you know, I forgot to tell you about the fish which made its way miraculously into the river when we were resting beside that rock. It was Shaitan who made me forget to mention this incident to you. Musa said, that is the place we were looking for. So they went back, retracing their footsteps. There they found one of our servants whom we had blessed with special favor from ourselves and whom we had given special knowledge of our own. Musa requested of him, may I follow you so that you may teach me from that true knowledge which you have been taught? He answered, surely you will not be able to bear with me. For how can you have patience about that which is beyond your knowledge? Musa said, if Allah wills, you shall find me patient, and I shall not disobey you in any way. He said, if you want to follow me, then do not question me about anything until I tell you about it myself. So they set forth, but when they embarked in a boat to cross the river, Khizr made a hole in it. Musa cried out, "Did you make a hole in it to drown its passengers? You have done a weird thing." He said, "Didn't I say you would not manage to have patience with me?" Musa said, "Pardon my forgetfulness. Do not be angry with me on account of this mistake." So they journeyed on until they met a boy, and Khizr slew him. Musa said, "You have killed an innocent person, though